Good evening, everyone. So this video is about opportunities that make sense for the strategy, but I decided not to take. And I want to walk you through why is it that some of these technically look good, you should enter. However, I don't think it's a good idea. So we've got four opportunities that have occurred this evening. I've got Litecoin, Ripple, Uni, and ADA or Cardano. We'll come to Cardano last because that's a trade that I made and I got out of, and I want to explain why I got out of it early. So first of all, Litecoin. Here we have an opportunity where if we remind ourselves of the strategy, we want for long positions, we want the 50 EMA, the green line, to be above the 200 EMA, the blue line. We want the price to be to bounce off this 50. So you see here it bounces, bounces, and this one here, we're waiting for a no wick green candle for long positions. So I don't like this because it broke off, it broke through the 50, broke through the 50. It's up and away. Now, if I wasn't at work, this candle here would have been good. And if you put it on the 50, you would have hit your 1 to 2. However, I got back from work and here is technically another opportunity. Now, I don't like this candle here because the previous low broke through the 50. You see the bodies are through the 50. I don't like that. However, this one is much better. So here you have a bounce off the 50, no wick green candle. You could enter on this one. Now I want to explain why do I not like this one. Now the 50 I think is going to be a bit ambitious, so I'd probably go for somewhere like that. You're looking for a 1 to 2. Wow, that is high. So you're way off the top of the screen here. Whoops. Anyway, I think you guys get the idea. Why do I not like this opportunity? In short, it's because we are not making higher highs. So here you have a higher high, here you have a higher high. This one, it failed to break the previous high, so I don't like that. That is weak. And in hindsight, here you can see it shooting through and would be well and truly into a lost territory. So why don't I like this one? It meets the criteria. However, before it, I've got a big move. I've got some undulations that break the 50. I don't like that. This one breaks the 50. And most importantly, I do not have a new higher high. So I do not like this one. Let's jump across to Ripple. And we've got a very similar story here. But we've also got an RSI divergence, which you guys should know I'm quite fond of. So let's cover off what is an RSI divergence. It is where we have a higher high on the price. However, we have a lower high, whoops, here on the RSI. And that is an RSI divergence. The price is going up, high, 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 high. But the RSI is losing momentum. Remember, RSI is a momentum indicator. We're making lower highs. So this is bad. And we see it fall through the 50, get pretty close to the 200 bounce. And then why do I not like these two green candles here that look good according to our strategy? In short, we're not seeing momentum to the upside. So here we have a high. It did not break this old one. We know that from the RSI divergence. Again, a weaker bounce here. It went for it. It didn't get close to breaking this old high here. And this one is very weak again. And looking at the RSI, we are really struggling to stay above that 50 mark. And here we have it. We are falling away. So bad trades. And what do we have here? Another opportunity, similar hallmarks. So we've got higher highs we made on the price, lower highs on the RSI, technically an entry point here. Again, I don't like it, so I'm not entering, or I did not enter. So let's talk about a trade that I did enter and I got out early. So here we have it. We have a higher high. We have a higher high here, but again, it's a higher RSI. So I like this one. I bounce off the 50. If I wasn't busy, was this 4:30? Okay, I think I was doing dinner at this time. I got in a little bit later on the next no wick green candle. I like this one. It tries to shoot up, and this is where I got a bit worried because you'll see you've got a higher high again here, but we've got a lower high on the RSI, and that is bad. So as I saw the market struggling to eat its way up towards my take profit, I could have held on. I would have been very ambitious, and fortunately, hindsight's 2020. But you'll see here, I got out at this point, and I made profit instead of getting very close to hitting our stop loss if I'd stayed in there. So here we are closing out for a $12 profit on a $16 trade. So the full profit would have been 32, but I'm happy to make $12 on a $16 risk trade. And what am I going to do next? Basically, I'm going to wait and see what is going to happen. But let's cover off, why did I get out at this point? Why didn't I wait? Great question. So we entered. I noticed here it was heading in the right direction. I like this, but I was paying attention to the RSI, and here you have a higher high, a lower high on the RSI, and then the very next candle where I want to see a constant flow of greens. I want to see no wicks up. I saw this doji and I got worried. So what I did here was I decided, because I've been burnt recently on this, as it's trying to make a higher high, makes a lower high in the RSI. If the next candle doesn't get higher than this candle, then I get out. And that's what happened. And I seem to have gotten out at a pretty good spot, considering here we are down at 67.33 and I entered at 67.63. So fortunately, I made a good decision there. So let me summarize. What have I done? I've looked at markets that fit the bill. I've decided not to enter them primarily because we're not making higher highs. The RSI divergence suggests we're losing momentum. I don't enter. But the market that I did enter, because I thought it was going to keep on going up, I watched the RSI. I watched for similar behavior to the other markets. And sure enough, we've just seen it shoot straight through what would have been my stop loss for $16 loss. But instead, here I am sitting on a $12 profit. I know that's not the full 1 to 2 that we were looking for, but it is significantly better than being stopped out. So hopefully you guys found this useful, and you can see that not every day do you win, not every day do you hit your full profit, and it's all about being very disciplined, not hoping for the best, but looking at the signals in the market, looking at the price action, looking at the RSI, paying attention, and sometimes cutting your profit a little short for the greater good. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think. If you've got any questions, and I'll do my best to make a video on that next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.